because you can afford to pay for long-term care, does that mean you should have to? Melanie, a lot of people think of long-term care and they don't necessarily understand the cost to it, or they think they can afford to pay out of pocket for it. What is your take?
My take is that they need a strategy in addition to all of their overall estate planning, investment planning. They need to carve out a specific vehicle that's going to cover that expense, because if they don't, they're going to find out very quickly how expensive care is. Most clients that I have want to live at home. They don't want to go into a nursing home. So that care requires a lot of capital. And if you have something that you don't have to disrupt to raise cash to pay for, just a vehicle that you can access potentially tax-free, that's what I advise my clients.
For our viewers out there, long-term care doesn't refer to a specific type of care. It could mean staying in your home, going to an assisted living, nursing home
True.
care, right? But that doesn't discount needing to have a plan in place. From your experience, I know you've worked with wealthy clients in various different families throughout the US. What are some of the mistakes that you've seen families make when it comes to planning for care?
Not planning is
Not
what I
planning.
see. And then there's an event, whether it's temporary or permanent, where they're scrambling to find out who is going to take care of mom or dad. How are we going to afford this? What assets are going to cover this expense? Where are they going to be placed? And if they want to live at home with 24-hour round the clock care, that gets really expensive. So I would say lack of planning for that event and just, oh, we'll figure it out is more of what I see. But the reality is when you're spending down those assets or you're having to liquidate assets to cover that expense, in addition to other, expenses like maybe their property tax and other things, it gets super expensive. Super expensive.
And that's interesting coming from you because most of your clients are on the wealthier side, right? And
Right.
so, would you say that most families underestimate the cost of long-term care? They put off that conversation. What is it about that conversation that doesn't seem to be had?
I think that they just almost like deciding to create a trust or take care of your estate planning. People just put it off. And then unfortunately, life happens or there's some kind of event where maybe they become like incapacitated. So I just think it's a lack of planning or an understanding of what long-term care is and how valuable and meaningful it is to have a portion of that carved off so that that takes care of it, when the time comes. And like you mentioned, and good point, they could live at home with round the clock care. Or if they needed assisted living and then maybe that transitions to memory care, they already have that taken care of.
Two things I want to mention to the viewers out there is that having a long-term care plan in place is different than the specific product or the specific strategy that we implement with them, right?
Right.
Because I think a lot of people out there, they're used to hearing about traditional long-term care insurance, which is, as you know, many have had a bad experience with.
Yes.
That use it or lose it type of
Mm-hmm.
mentality where I put a lot of money into an insurance policy, and if me or my wife doesn't use it, we lose that money. If they don't pay out the claim, we lose out, right? And there seems to be this inherent uncertainty around that.